Yes, as you can see, I'm not out sailing, I'm still in Martinique, but this is episode number 100, and that's amazing, that's a jubileum. Well, first of all, I want to thank all of you that have been watching my videos, at least for the last 2 years. This not been that much sailing, due to the obvious, the 2 last year have been complicated, and also have some small challenges. But now I'm more ready than ever, and the boat is finally in top condition, or like the saying, if you think it's okay, that just means you haven't found yet what's wrong. But knock on wood, I hope everything is good now. So the last week I've been busy because I had a shipment I was waiting for, and also some problems. And this is some of the things I've been thinking about a lot lately. Is modern yachts too complicated with too much technology, with motherboards, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and all these systems with computers and controllers and all these things? It just creates so much trouble, and it's so time consuming to find out what's wrong and what's the issue and stuff like that. So I would say my next boat should probably a very basic analog boat. But stay tuned to find out more. This is my happy face after collecting the last shipment before leaving Martinique for now. It's the new liner drive lifting arms to my swimming platform that opens and closes my garage and access, that I also use a remoter to operate when in my dinghy. I'm just gonna mount them and then start provisioning before setting sail the long non-stop passage west. But the distance from ultimate happiness to new annoying problems is often short as a sailor. The only thing that's guaranteed is that there is always something, as I found out after being done soldering all cables and mounted the new lifting arms. This is actually the technical room behind the aft cabin. I'm at the starboard aft cabin, and up here sits the computer that controls the lifting arms for my swim platform. And what's supposed to be just a quick fix, I got my new lifting arms for the swim platform, and I was expecting just to change them, replace them, and should be just plug and play. Maybe that's the reason why the computer have not been able to calibrate it, because it's something wrong. So I've been measuring my way all the way. Normally you start with the switch and then you work your way, and I eliminated a lot of things. So this is the computer, and when I push the remote control or the manual switch, it's supposed to send power to this. So this is the communication cable, and this is for the micro switch, all of them. So this is basically 12 volt that goes to the control arms. And if I measure here, I should be able to get 12 volt, and also here 12 volt. So what I do now, I get 12 volt on this and this when I want to close the transom or the swim platform. But when I want to open it, I get 0. So it means something sits here, because now I eliminate all the way. It's power all the way to all the to both of the arms, but the problem stops here. So I have to look into this, but I'm pretty sure it's the computer that's something wrong with. So, and it's also a remote control that's connected to this computer again. So yeah. That's why I have rigged up a temporary solution to open and close my dinghy garage with ropes. It works in a way, but not very practical. Also, it's time consuming to secure it properly before sailing. And of course, vice versa, arriving at anchorage. I took the controller out to see if there could be any visual things that would point me any direction, but it's not much to see here. And a new one would set me back 800 euros and probably another few weeks in waiting, which I don't have time for right now. And for sure I don't want a repetition of last year when I saw the Hurricane Elsa straight in the eye. Also, it's a long sail. I don't want to have a hurricane chasing me the entire Caribbean Sea. And also, the more I wait, the more thunderstorms it will be in the Bay of Panama. So I really hate thunderstorms. That's the worst thing. Wind and waves I can deal with, but thunderstorms is so unpredictable and it's not much you can do. So tomorrow morning I'm gonna go and see if I can find the parts I need and try to make something out of it. My idea is a bit old school technology, but what this sketch actually explains is how to change direction on the polarity with only one switch. It's also possible to use the micro switches to override the main switch, cutting the power when reaching its position. Luckily I managed to get my hands on what I was looking for, and will try to wire it all together and test out my theory before installing this. I connected to a power terminal I made earlier with fuses just in case. And if I done it correct, I should be able to measure 12.7 volt. This looks all good, meaning my idea could work. So it's time to install everything permanently. So I have mounted the two relays here, and it's power in and also power out. And what it does is actually take the polarity change, so it's this close and this opens and this close and this opens, so you don't get like a shortcut on the connection, because you change the polarity from plus to minus, so, and from minus to plus, because the engines on the lifting arm, they can handle electricity backwards and forward, like plus and minus. So yeah, I think I'm done here and we'll go and try it out. With this sorted out, I wanted to see if I could use the remoter on this solution as well. Normally this should be pretty straightforward, but needed to check, as its only option now is to hook it into the 12 volt circuit somewhere and not into the communication at the controller. So let's see if we can get this up and flying again. It's a long time since I used this one, so the battery is dead. I hope it's the battery. Normally this lasts quite a long time, but this could not get any signal here. And it close, as it should. Problem solved. Check. As you can tell, I'm pretty happy now. The last problem is solved, and I'm pretty happy with the solution. It works. So that's it's a little bit old school, old-fashioned style, but sometimes I think maybe yacht production companies they make things too complicated. I mean, I have Bluetooth, I have Wi-Fi, and you have all this electronics and computers and controllers. Is basically, end of the day, just a source for a lot of challenges. So in my next boat, I think it will be pretty analog and basic. This is just taking too much time. So yeah, I'm pretty much ready. I'm gonna stock up the boat a little bit, and then I'm looking at the weather forecast to find a nice weather window. It's a long sail. It's 1200, 1300 nautical miles, and I'm gonna do it in one jump, non-stop, single-handed. The weather is, well, I will say the wind is not that much, as it looks like now, which means I should calculate between 5 and 7 days. But the wind and waves does not bother me much. It's the potential thunderstorms when I get closer to Panama. It's notorious place for this, and now we are starting the rain season there, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So I really would like to, just as much as I hate sailing to Panama right now, I also just want to go through it and make sure I go out through the canal and come out on the other side later. But that said, if you haven't already, I'll be very happy to see you subscribe to my channel. And then it's not much more to say than stay safe, stay healthy, all the best. Cheers! And thank you for watching.